Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, you've been trying to figure out, I want to start a small business. You're like, what do I do? Right? You're not sure. Do you want to do real estate? Are you looking to do maybe an e commerce store? Like, what are you trying to get into, right? And you're not really sure where to start, where to go, or anything like that. Well, you can look online for different things to do and stuff like that, but this video is really not for you. This video is going to be for the people who know exactly what industry they want to get into, right? You want to get into real estate, or you want to get into e-commerce, right? And one of the best things you can do when you find that out, when you're like, okay, I'm just getting started, what's the best thing for me to do? And you're looking up all this information, a lot of people tell you to find a mentor, right? Because you've probably heard that finding a mentor is one of the biggest steps that you can do that's going to help your career, right? There was even a study that was done where the mentees who participated in a 5-year company sponsored mentorship program were promoted 5 times more often and were 5 times more likely to see a pay boost. I mean, that sounds pretty good, right? Well, much like going to the dentist, it's something that most entrepreneurs know is a valuable step, yet it's often put off indefinitely, right? Well, I mean, how do you even find a mentor, right? Well, I want to go over a few tips that might help you find like a meaningful mentor for whatever industry or business that you're getting into, right? To help you point you in the right direction, right? So the first thing that I really want to talk about is where to find mentors, right? Because the most important thing to know about mentorship is that it's just a relationship, right? And when it's done right, it's really more of a friendship than anything else, right? And not everyone is ready for a friendship just yet, right? So that's going to mean, you'll need to be prepared to reach out to a lot of people, right? And in hope of finding the right mentor. Okay, so let's talk about formal mentorship programs, right? Because there are two general types of mentorships, right? First, and easiest to use, is going to be the formal mentorship program, right? You might find formal mentorship programs in places like just like a company, at a conference, alumni association, wherever it is that you work, in a specific industry or trade organization, or maybe like a nonprofit dedicated to, say, education and career assistance. And these programs can be especially easy to find a mentor through because people are already like pre-vetted, willing to, serve as mentors. The downside is that there's no guarantee you'll be paired with someone who can best help you reach your goals, right? So the other type is going to be informal mentorship opportunities. Some of the best mentorships arise organically, right? Or, without any outside intervention. So it's an agreement, formal or not, between you and another person who agrees to help you over the long term. Now, these types of mentorships can be among the most valuable because you can seek out the best person to help your specific goals, assuming that they're willing to help, right? They can also be some of the best relationships. If your mentor is up to it, right, they can last a very long time. But since they're not part of a formal program, they can also be some of the hardest mentoring relationships to find. Some of the places that you might want to look for, like informal mentors: LinkedIn, alumni networks, trade groups, local business organizations, places like that. Because, in short, you can find informal mentors in most of the same places as formal mentors. You'll just need the skills to approach people individually to see if they're willing to help you. Okay, well, then let's say you've spotted the person that you think is going to be, the best person to mentor you, right? Well, how do you even go about starting a mentoring relationship? Because, I mean, it can be nerve wracking to approach someone and ask them to be a business mentor, right? After all, it can be a big time commitment, and not everyone has that kind of time, just like in their day, right? But there are several things you can do to boost your confidence in approaching a potential mentor. First thing I want to talk about is be clear about what you want. One of the biggest things you can do is to be really clear on your goals. You'll need to know in what general direction you're looking to go in your career, right? Whether that's leading, say, a research team, covering international stories, making computer software more secure, whatever it's going to be, right? And it's okay, even healthy, if this evolves over time, but you got to start somewhere, right? It's also a good idea to know what specifically you're looking, to get help with, right? So, another thing is, do you want someone you can regularly meet with, right? You got to ask yourself, because, what if you have questions? Are you looking for someone that you can go to with questions, like as you have them, like as the questions arise? Do you need help with learning a new piece of technology? Do you want feedback about a product idea, or maybe advice with an unfamiliar new business venture? You know, if you're clear about what you're looking for, it can help give you the confidence to just move forward. It's also important to note, right, that a mentor is not necessarily a coach. You'll need to be committed to doing the things your mentor helps you with, but they're not the people who give you homework and then hold you to it. Mentors are, they're going to give you tools to help yourself, and you're the one who needs to take the initiative to do it on your own. Mentors are more likely to help you if they see you're serious and self motivated, right? So then, what do we need to do now? Well, you got to start meeting people, right? Because once you know where you're going, right, you can look for potential mentors who might be, best placed to help you get there. Reach out to a couple people at a time and ask for an informational meeting. Tell them you're thinking about an idea or you're starting, XYZ business, and appreciate a bit of their time if they can spare it, right? Maybe like a good place to meet. Think of, like a decent time, a normal time, maybe like a cafe or something like that, or a coffee chat. And, if you wanted to, it's nice to pay for their coffee or whatever it is, right? Nowadays, there's Zoom calls that are acceptable, but I would say, if you're going to do the Zoom call instead of paying for their coffee, you might be like, can you do something for them or something, right? There's like if you wanted to email someone, you could just be like, hello, my name is Michael, and I just wanted to, drop you a quick note to say, hi, I have a business in real estate, and I've already done, a couple deals. I see that you've been in this industry for a while, and that you also do real estate, which I am interested in furthering myself in. Would you be willing to meet up for a coffee chat sometime? I could Venmo you for the time if you wanted to, or if we meet up for coffee, I'll be happy to pay for your coffee and, for your time. I greatly value your time and expertise. Let me know. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Right? Once you're at the meeting, it's good to take this time to get to know them. Don't be weird and bring up, the M word right away, right? Don't bring up mentorship, right? Because that's going to be a big ask, especially if they don't know you. Bring up a business problem or two that you've been having. Ask for a little advice. At this point, it's networking more than anything. Even if this person never becomes your mentor, it's still a win because now you have someone else to include in your network, right? So then we need to extend the relationship. Because at the end of your meeting, ask the person if you can come to them for business advice again in the future. If you're looking for someone to meet with regularly and the person seems open to it, ask them now. Often, you might just be looking for a mentor you can come to in the future with questions as they come up, rather than sitting down for regularly scheduled meetings. And that's fine too. Either way, this might be a good time to open the door for future meetings, right? And then you need to focus on what you bring to the table. Because starting these mentorship, relationships, they can be kind of awkward, right? There's a weird power dynamic there between you and someone who may hold the keys to your future business. It's all right to acknowledge that, but don't let it stop you from reaching out to them. After all, mentorship isn't a one-way street. your mentor can get something out of it too. It might be a free coffee once a month, or even just a reward of helping someone who has interesting ideas. In any case, look at it more as a business friendship first, because that's what it's really all about. So hopefully you guys, you can see how to approach someone to be a mentor, and what to look for and what you need going into it. And just make sure that you understand that try to provide value to them first, because otherwise, like, they're probably going to shoot you down, right? Try to stay humble. Don't come in there aggressive, right? And just, make sure don't go into like a meeting with someone and you don't have answers to a bunch of their questions because you don't know what you're trying to do, right? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. Until I see you guys in the next video, y'all be safe.